You may not hear what I am about to share with you any other place until you die. It took me more than 30 years to realize what I'm about to tell you now, but you are going to get it from me for free. You're not paying me any money to share this with you. You only have to pay me with your attention. If I have any special gift I can give to anyone, it will be the gift to give yourself a chance to succeed in life. There is a debt which everyone owes. It is called the ignorance debt. Ignorance debt is the debt you owe life to give you access to the knowledge you require to navigate through the challenges of life. You either pay your ignorance debt with money or you pay your ignorance debt with time. As someone who has paid his ignorant debt with both money and time, I will tell you with 100% certainty that it is far easier and cheaper to pay your ignorance debt with money than to pay your ignorance debt with time. This is because time is a limited resource, while money is an unlimited resource. Money lost can be regained, but time lost can never be gotten back. And if you do not pay your ignorance debt with money early enough, you will definitely pay your ignorance debt with time. There is no escaping for this. Everyone I know who is paying their ignorance debt with time has one regret. And that regret is that they wish they had paid this debt with money earlier in their lives when they were teenagers or in their 20s, or that someone had paid the debt on their behalf. 50% of my success today I owe to my parents. The other 50% I owe to myself. I may never have achieved my own 50% if my parents had not laid the foundation for me with the first 50%. My parents paid my first ignorance debt by making sure I studied a course which is high paying and in high demand. I got my admission into the university on my third attempt. This is despite all my scores far exceeding the cutoff marks for non-professional courses. My secondary school classmates who were on a 4-year course were going into their final years when I was just starting my first year. My parents were adamant that I must study a professional course. Their persistence for me to study a professional course made no sense to me at that point. But in hindsight and in retrospection, it makes absolute sense to me now. Hear this: life will only reward you based on the value you provide. The higher the quality of value which you offer, and the more people who demand that value, the higher the chances of life rewarding you more. Life generally rewards entrepreneurs more than employees. Life generally rewards professionals more than non-professionals. Life generally rewards creators more than consumers. For every time you choose to do the less valuable things in life, you have automatically asked life to reward you less. Most people were not fortunate to have parents who paid their ignorance debt. Some had parents who were more than willing to pay their ignorance debt, but they wanted other plans for themselves. So to you struggling with life today because no one paid your ignorance debt, you can still redeem yourself by giving yourself a chance to succeed in life. The first thing you must realize is that there is something called timeline and season. Everyone's timeline and season is unique and completely different, depending on when their ignorance debt was paid. It would be of great disservice to your person if you compare yourself to your contemporaries, to your friends, and to your classmates who were fortunate enough to have people pay their debt of ignorance, because their timeline and season are now completely different from yours. Nevertheless, not having someone pay your ignorance debt does not mean you should condemn yourself to perpetual failure. It is a contributing factor and never a determining factor. So my friend, you must give yourself a chance. You must give yourself a chance to succeed in life. And you do this by paying your own ignorance debt. Your problem is not lack of access. Your problem is lack of awareness. This is because every transformation begins with awareness. So let me ask you today, are you aware that you can start a new career even if you're 40 years and above? Are you aware that you can go back to the university even if you're 50 years and above? Are you aware you can go learn a trade, learn any business, build a skill, become a mentee to someone, no matter how old you are? Your problem is that you have subconsciously conformed your thoughts and mindset to social standards. Society tells you to marry by age 30, but never prepares you for marriage. Society tells you to have kids before 40, but never gives you the resources to take care of the kids. Society tells you to build a house, own a car, do this and do that, but never teaches you how money works. Societal standards are not real life standards. By all means, it is okay to marry or have kids in your late 20s or 30s if you have the resources. It is also okay to wait until your 40s if you find yourself still struggling, trying to make ends meet in your 30s. I know this is a bit controversial for women because of their biological cycle. You cannot make permanent and life-altering decisions based on the timeline and season of your contemporaries. You make permanent and life-altering decisions based on your own personal timeline and season. This is why I tell you today, never to compare yourself with anyone other than yourself. The only person you should aim to be better than is the current version of yourself. You can never succeed in life until you give yourself a chance to succeed. You can never win in life until you give yourself the permission to win. You can never succeed outside an arena of success. You are already operating at your highest level of efficiency based on the current knowledge that you have. This means to become something new, you must learn something new. Leave that environment holding you back. Go for that new course. Learn that new skill. There are people who became CEOs at 30s and died in their 50s. There are people who became CEOs in their 50s and died in their 80s. Steve Jobs founded Apple at age 21 and died at age 56. Alan Sanders founded KFC at age 65 and died at age 90. Look around you. There are people who became fathers and mothers in their 30s and died in their 40s. There are people who became fathers and mothers in their 40s and died in their 80s. Some people landed their dream jobs in their 20s and died in their 40s. Other people landed their dream jobs in their 50s and died in their 90s. This is why I tell you today to operate within the confines of your timeline and season. Give yourself the permission to win in life. Give yourself the chance to succeed in life. I hope this makes you better today than you were yesterday. Please like, comment, and share. Thank you very much.